Hey y'all, Logan here, Pine Valley Farm. Today I'm out here and we just got through planting some squash and cucumbers. And we're gonna start over here. I'm just gonna kind of give you an update on how everything's going. Today is April 11th, the day before Easter. Happy Easter to all y'all. And we out here in the field showing y'all what we got going on. We got 12 empty rows, not much going on in them. For okra. I made the rows for okra, and I'm gonna plant the seed by hand instead of using the planter because I don't want to plant it very thick, and the planter's gonna put it out more than one seed at a time. So I'm just gonna plant that by hand, and because the seed, this jambalaya okra is pretty expensive. It's like $160 or something a pound, and I just got the 1 pound, so I don't want to plant it too thick and have to go in there and thin them out. But there's 12 rows, about 300, 350 feet long. I hadn't measured them, but I measured them over yonder. They was almost 500, and this is a little bit shorter than them. So I'd say 350 probably. And then right here, where this last row of okra is, or it ain't okra yet, but I plan on putting it in Monday. This is just an empty spot right here. And over yonder, I've got 18 rows closer to the fence. I've got 18 rows of peas, southern peas. We just call them peas, but over there by the fence, I zoomed in so maybe y'all could see. Got 18 rows of peas and 5 rows of green beans. And then there's a good sized gap right here that's empty. And I'm gonna come back and plant peas in that every probably 2 or 3 weeks. That way I have continuous supply of fresh peas to pick and sell and everything, so it ain't have them all at one time. And then the okra's right here. I'm just planting 1 patch of okra is my plan. Just 12 rows, and that should be plenty. I could come back and do a second planting, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the 1 planting. Let's come over here and I'll show you the cucurbit patch. We got squash and cucumbers planted over here in this part, and I left the area empty right here, which would be about 4 rows or so. Yeah, I think it'd be about 4 rows. I don't think it'd be 5. I left it empty. You can tell it's just been haired up, disc haired. Left about 4 rows there empty, for a place for about 4 rows to come back in about probably 3 weeks and plant me some more squash. That way whenever that gets done making, or that slows down making, this here pop back in and I have a continuous supply of fresh squash. Or not a continuous supply, since I'm just planting the 2 patches. It'll just be a I'll have it a little bit longer than if I just plant 1 patch. This patch, this area right here, I'm going to use the hoe handle for guidance. This over here was my squash and cucumbers. I hadn't sprayed it with any kind of pre-emergent herbicide because I didn't have anything that I could put down for squash or that was labeled for squash. But I did spray this okra patch and this peas and green bean patch over here with Treflan, and it's not labeled for squash and stuff, so I didn't spray it. It's not labeled for a pre-emergent application anyway. So I just sprayed it on this, and I quit spraying about where this last row of okra is. That way I wouldn't be worried about it getting over here on my squash. But we'll come over here and take a look at what I planted. We just got done planting too. Not too long. I just finished covering them. I started planting these squash with my Covington planter. But even using the plate that's made for squash, it was still planting 3 or 4 seeds at a time. And I had it set on a 15-inch spacing. And that's the way I wanted it, was 15 inches. But it was dropping 3 or 4 seed down every 15 inches. And I don't want to do that. I want to drop 1 seed. So, anyway, these rows get shorter as they get in that corner. But I got 2 rows of cucumbers right here. These are Calypso pickling cucumbers. And these rows are 4 foot apart, if y'all wondering. Then I've got 2 rows right here of zucchini. It's a cash flow zucchini. It's a hybrid. I planted it last fall and it done real good. And the rest right here, the rest of this patch from here over is Gentry crookneck squash. It's a yellow hybrid crookneck, or I think it's actually classified as a semi-crookneck. But we just got through planting it. It's like 12 3/4 or something of a row that we planted today of the Gentry. And then 1 week ago, last Saturday, we already planted some. We was experimenting with the Covington planter, planting squash with it. And it was picking up 3 or 4 seed most of the time, so we quit messing with that. It worked good to plant our peas and green beans with, but with the squash seed, even using the right plate, it still was picking up 3 or 4 seed. But we did plant some with the planter. It's about probably about 8 rows right here that we planted with the Covington planter 1 week ago, and you could tell it's starting to come up. Y'all see that or not? But it's really dry out here. We need some rain, and Lord willing, we'll get some tomorrow. It's supposed to have some storms, and we have a chance of rain for tomorrow. So, but you can tell it's coming up. I hope y'all can tell anyway. I can't really see the camera because it's sunny out here. But the rows, as you get in this corner, get really short. And like the shortest row right here is about 70, maybe not even that long, maybe 50 foot long right here. And then the rows just get a little longer as they come out, and then eventually they get pretty long on the other end. But it's a pretty good sized patch of squash down here, so maybe we'll do good with it. That's about all I got to show y'all. Y'all can see that green up there by the fence, right above my finger. That's the potato patch. I got the fertilizer spreader on the tractor, because once I get done here, I'm gonna head and put some fertilizer and head to the house and get some fertilizer and put it and spread out some fertilizer on the potato patch before that rain tomorrow, and that rain will help that fertilizer be absorbed. So anyway, y'all have a happy Easter, and y'all have any pine trees near y'all, y'all might can tell at the top of them. I don't know how well it's gonna pick up in the camera. Y'all see the crosses on the top of the pine trees? I don't know if y'all can or not, but I like to look at the crosses around Easter time every year. And most years there will be crosses in the trees. Not many of these trees have crosses in them this year, but that one right there has got a few in it. I don't know if y'all can see. It just makes me think of that verse in the Bible that says, like, I ain't gonna be able to quote this word for word probably, but if people don't call on my name or something, the rocks will cry out and worship me, or something like that. I don't know the full verse, but I know it goes something like that. And it just makes me think of that verse whenever I see the crosses in the trees. You can tell really good right there. Maybe right there, the crosses. It's always pretty. Anyway, I'm gonna get off this camera, and y'all have a happy Easter, and hope to see y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and comment, subscribe, share, whatever. God bless, and we'll talk to you later.